Okay, well, let's plan out a new year. So my goal around here is always to slow down, be present, and to savor whatever actual season or season of life we're in. And that is going to be no different going into the new year. However, I do have a different approach that I'm going to take this year. So I thought I would share a little bit of that with you. So last year in my video, I had specific sections that I was trying to improve in my life, and I was trying to be more disciplined, slightly rigid with what I was doing. This year, I am not adding any new life goals or tasks to be completed. This year, I just want to work on softening and refining myself. I noticed that I was overflowing in the not my cup runneth over good way, but more in the I was filled to the brim with worry and anxiety and all these things happening. And if a surprise happened, whether it was a good surprise and it was planned and fun and all those things, or a bad surprise, I would just overflow, and I would just spill onto everyone and everything around me in a not so great way. And if I'm being brutally honest, it's been like that for years and years and years now. And initially, I thought that it was just a season and life is busy and it'll get better in the future. And then it's been a while now. I realized it's been so long now that I've not felt really like myself in some ways. I just realized that it wasn't a season, it was who I had become, and I didn't really like her. So all that to say, I want to go into the new year with ease and softness, and I just want to step into the woman I do believe that God is bringing me to be. I just want to encourage you to go through and maybe go into the new year being curious, being fluid, figuring out what works for you, who you're supposed to be, and go into it like it's an experiment. See what you like, see what you don't like, find who you are, and embrace her fully. I think that there is such a beautiful way of going about it that way versus needing to fit into a mold, and I just want to encourage you in that direction, and I would love it if you would join me going that direction. So that is my little spiel of what my intentions are this year. And now I figured I would show you a little bit about some actual tangible things I'm doing to go into the new year and just kind of get it together a little bit. The first thing, I feel like everyone has one of these. It's a vision board. Some people craft them, and I think that's really cute. Some people get them made into certain things. I would love to get it made into something nicer than this, but I'm trying to be practical about it because honestly, I could get a cute little board made and put it up in my bedroom and it wouldn't matter. I need to have it in places that I see it. So this is a binder that I have. This is my vision board. I did put it in sections. I have it set up kind of in my mind, it could go in a circle either way. They kind of overlap, so even though they're grouped together, they do kind of overlap. So there are some things that are very specific, and then I'm going to try to apply them to my daily life and my calendar. And then there are other things that are more vague, I've got some sculptures here, and I think that they're just beautiful, and I just want to slow down and enjoy romance and beautiful things for a little bit, and so that's my reminder there. I really want to be into the self-care. I like that clean girl aesthetic, but I don't like it to be cold. I like it to be cozy and warm, so that's my vibe up here. Down here I have family stuff, and that leads into my marriage, and then that shifts into travel. I would like for Doug and I to do a weekend trip somewhere different and fun, just us two, and then that goes into other travel. I lost my engagement ring at the end of the summer, so I have that here just so that I can figure out what I want. And then up here is my business and work and my goals that I have. I got really specific and tried to make it look as real as possible so that I can really envision it. That is my overall vision board. So again, some things are really specific, some things are less specific, but the whole thing is the vibe that I'm going for. I want light and free and cozy and a little bit moody, and that's what I feel like this is. So that's something I'm really excited about. I put this on my binder so I can see it every day, but also, let's see if I can find it. I printed a smaller version, and I'm going to put that in a picture frame on my desk so that I can see that every day also. And I'll just put that in a little frame there. It's just giving off the vibe that I want it to give, and that helps me to really embody the person I want to be, to embody the feelings that I want to feel, and I'm trying to make it as real as possible. So my next thing is calendars. We have a New Year's party every year with my family, and we set up our calendars together. So I have my calendar prepped through the end of the year, like all birthdays, and trying to make it really easy to see what's going on, and so that the family can all know what's happening. Doctor's appointments, chiropractor, all that stuff is on there. Birthdays, special events, vacations, just so we're all on the same page. I do also take the calendar and put that into Google Calendar. Doug and I share a calendar on my Google Calendar, so that's really easy for us to just see everything that's happening, and I have it set to send reminders so we don't forget anything. I have a Panda Planner this year because this is an old planner that I had started and never finished. I get the Pro version, and it tells you like things you're grateful for, things you're excited about, things you have to do. So I like that a lot. This also has a calendar at the front of it, and then it goes by week also. I never fill out the weeks. I always think I'm going to, and then I don't. I just use the month calendar and I use the daily, and it just helps me not be as forgetful, and then it also helps me put things into writing, because though I do put things in my calendar on Google Calendar and I am appreciative of the reminders it gives me, I prefer to write things down. Another thing for the beginning of the year that I really like to do, obviously, I have to clean up Christmas stuff. As you can tell, I have all our Christmas stuff out still. I like to wait until after New Year's, probably the first week, to put my Christmas stuff away. Sometimes I'd want to keep it up to the end of the month. This year, I feel like I'm ready to put it away now. That is not normally the case. Normally, I set up at, I don't know, the second week of November, and then I want to keep it to the second or third week of January, and we take a trip almost every year at the end of January or beginning of February, and I usually, the weekend before we leave, put Christmas away because I just love the lights. I love to have it out, but this year I am craving the freshness of clean spaces. I love the pinks and purples and reds of Valentine's Day too, so I'm really excited to have that clean feel with like the cozy romantic vibes. I think I heard Graham sneeze. But anyways, I'm really excited for that. So cleaning up our space is the first thing. I guess tidying up and undecorating is our first thing. That will be on the list for me this weekend. Also, cleaning. I do have a video which I'll link here. I typically do deep clean at the beginning of the year just because it feels good, especially after all the Christmas stuff is done. You got to get underneath everything. But I do quarterly cleaning tasks, and I like to do that as soon as I can at the beginning of the year. We got to get these carpets cleaned again. I'm just really excited to have that fresh, clean slate with the new year on the calendar and physically in my space. So that is on the agenda for this weekend. The last thing I have, sorry, there's a bell ringing on my Christmas tree. The last thing to start off the new year for me that is really helpful and a tangible way to do it is to have a meeting with Doug. It's not cute sounding. I know that he kind of like wants to roll his eyes every time I ask him because he's like, you just do what you have to do and you just do it. And he's one of those people, and that's great for him. But I'm like, I need a vision, I need a purpose, I need a plan, and then I may or may not stick to it. I'm sorry, I'm trying. But to have a day with him where we can like go to dinner, kid-free, and really just kind of plan out what we want to do for the year. I want to know if he has any hopes for the year so that I can help him get there, and I want him to know what my hopes are so that we can really just support each other in becoming the people, again, that we feel like God is leading us to be. We can just kind of discuss everything, plan out our vacations, plan out what the plan is for anything, and I also really like the time with him. So that is on my agenda this year. I hope any of this was helpful to you, and if it wasn't, you don't have to tell me it wasn't. I just appreciate you watching. So I am really excited this year to do some more videos. I would really like to be consistent on posting once a week. I was doing really well for a while, and again at the end of the year when my migraines hit, I kind of just had to readjust, and now my goal is to plan videos for every Friday, and we'll just see how it goes. But I hope that you join me, and I would love to hear in the comments what you do to start the new year on the right track, and I would love just any information on how to keep consistent and be devoted to ourselves without being too rigid. So if you have any tips for me, please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.